75 years ago today, do you remember where you were and what you were doing? 3rd of April 1945, I think you were in Aschaffenburg, weren't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think by that time we were probably almost into Germany.
Yeah.
And,
well, you were.
So, we come down from France. We come down from the Vosges Mountains into Germany, and we went across Germany. Of course, going across there were a lot of different battles all over, but then we finally were going to go to Munich.
Yeah.
And then I guess our commander got the orders, to swing down there to Dachau and see what's going on. So we went down to that place, and that was horrible down there because none of the soldiers were prepared to see anything like that.
Right.
Whenever we saw those railroad cars, I think they must have been about 39 or something like that. We looked at them at a distance, and we thought they were all cordwood, like logs on there. But then when we got closer, we saw that they were human bodies, things like that. So that was a terrible place.
So when did you first go into combat? When was the first day of combat for you?
The first day in combat was in July the 10th, 1943. That was when we made the invasion in Sicily. We went from Iran, North Africa, made the invasion there.
Wait, on the 10th of July 1943, you were in E Company, so you went all the way through the war. Did you get wounded?
Yeah, just one time, but it wasn't very much.
Right.
It was very slight with a mortar shell, yeah. I got a little bit of fragment in one leg and in my chest. So I was in a field hospital for only 3 days. I was only 3 days, and then I went back to my unit. I was a BAR man. I was one of the smallest men in the company, and they give me the heaviest rifle, weighed about 21 pounds.
You must have had some really strong muscles by the end of it. You must have looked like Superman.
Well, I'll tell you, whenever you're at my age, from 20 years old up to 23 or whatever, you feel you're pretty strong at that time. You can do those things.
Yeah.
And you walk a lot of miles too. You can do that, but in this state of my life, there's a lot of those things I can't do anymore.
So how old are you now? How old are you?
Well, I have a birthday coming up on the 26th of this month. Yeah, I'll be 98.
98?
Yeah, I was born in 1922.
Gee.
Yeah. So when we went into Dachau there, my birthday there was, I was 23 years old. And then, of course, when we went in Dachau, I think that was April the 29th of 1945. So I was 23 years old at the time. Then I stayed in the service for another 6 months.
Right.
I was in the Army of Occupation. I was in there, and we had charge of some German prisoners of war. And I made friends with one of them. One of them was he could speak English pretty good. So we were stationed someplace around Naples, north of that place called Bagnoli or something like that. So he worked with us, and I got to be a good friend to him. So I didn't hold any bad things against any German soldier because they were in there just the same way our government sent us in ours,
Yep.
So, but he could speak English pretty well, so we had a good friendship. I think he told me that he was going to university before the war, and he was studying to be an architect.
Right.
And then the war came on, and then he was in different places and everything. Yeah, I still have letters from him. His
Wow.
name is Werner Adler.
75 years ago today, the 3rd of April 1945, you had been in combat for over 400 days. Is that right? You've been in combat for over 400 days.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, well, like I say, it's been a long time ago, but sometimes those things, you feel like it was just yesterday, but it's been a long time, yeah.